So, after not recording for like, what, 6 or 7 months? Jesus. Yeah, I've just been floating around. And please excuse any noise you may hear in the background. My mom is woken up and is just doing chores, and I don't know how to do anything about that. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Sun. Renamed to Celeste and then renamed back to Sun because the players didn't like how generic it sounded. Anyways, the update has been out for a while now and I just want to talk about it. Or more accurately, I just want to vent about how I hate this update. My god, I just would have preferred a hard reset than this. First off, the experimental item growth system. I was okay with this at first, despite it being unfinished. It traded the importance of the equipment over accessibility, thereby removing the element of FOMO, the fear of missing out and returning in newer players. Hell, I welcome this change. Now everybody had a chance to play with the experts and learn as they went. You originally would feed other epic equipment to your main equipment so that you would level up your stuff. There were also custom epics, but I'll get into that soon. The more you leveled up, the more fame, the game's way of scaling your power level so to speak, you would earn to challenge other dungeon difficulty levels, advanced dungeons, raids, and etc. The problem? The item XP gain slowed to a crawl upon reaching certain fame. Ways to get around it? Why? Feed other epics to another epic so that when they reach higher item levels, you would feed that high level epic onto your main equipment epic. Confused? I don't blame you. Oh, and they cost a lot of gold and power essences. And oh boy, were they expensive. Eventually, they made it streamlined. Now it doesn't require you to epic feed, but instead you would level them up via these boundary fragments. Higher the item level, higher tier fragments you would earn when disassembling them. Except for the perfect boundary fragment, which you get them via drops in the Mediator or Balance dungeon. Despite making it easier, the fatigue still remains, and it is one of the main reasons why I'm a bit burnt out on DFO and its content creation. Which leads to one of my main reasons why I don't like the current season: the overemphasis on custom epics. This can suck a fat one. I don't like how complicated these are despite what anyone says. Alongside fixed epics you find, there's also custom epics. Now customs don't work like your regular epics. Like the name implies, you can customize their options around. Sounds good, right? Well, this is a bit, or a lot, complicated. You see, when you hover over a custom epic, you get 4 options, and these 4 options are randomized each time when picking up the same epic. And these options are also tiered, ranging from common options to unique options. And depending on the bracelet and the build that you're trying to do, you want to get the options that maximizes that build's effects. So how do you go about this? Now there are a couple ways. One main way is through warp dimension cubes. These let you reroll all 4 options till you find the ones you want. Essentially you're playing gacha, which isn't something new. There's also another cube item that lets you lock 1 to 2 good options and rerolls the ones that aren't locked. And then there's another cube item that lets you pick and choose which options you want, but these are only given out at events or in special dungeons, and their drop rate is very low, so don't waste your breath. The second way is through the custom options book, which lets you transfer options between equipment slots, but you can only do it once and you cannot duplicate options, nor can you transfer exclusive unique options. And that requires you to disassemble customs you don't want or need to get their options recorded onto said book. Yeah, I know I'm skimming here, it just goes to show you my hatred towards the system even further. Confused by all this? Again, I don't blame you. Even if you have the options you need, you still need to grind, level up, rinse and repeat. All customs may be the same, but their option builds aren't. The list is vast and it goes on and on, there's no definite concrete ways that says, this is how you should build them, which leaves new players and returning players overwhelmed and ultimately leave the game. Speaking of, the progression has become a mess. You reach 110, you get your epics built towards your customs, go to the casino to farm gold or pay real money to get your best in slot creatures, avatars, titles, enchant your equipment with the best cards and beads, reinforce and amplify platinum hour as emblems. Oh, is that option better or that option better? What do you do here? Where do you go for farm for gold? See what I mean? It is just way too much. New and casual players are pretty much dead, raids and legions are meaningless, the current 110 cap is just a confusing, expensive, grindy and an exhaustive mess. Alts are not even worth it to build anymore because of the item growth system, therefore it kills the desire to even raise any alts. I mean, just look at this. These are my main and my alts, and pretty much all of them has stopped at level 40, at fame level 40k, I can't speak right now, at fame level 40k because I don't even feel like playing them anymore. Because of how grindy this all feels, and the fame requirement fucking gatekeeping everything. It just adds to the unnecessary pressure to catch up. Games are supposed to be fun and helping you relax, not fucking stress you out. Because of all this, I have lost the motivation to participate in game events, do raid parties with strangers, and just have fun raising my alts. It just all feels like a chore and I just don't want to deal with it. The setting and the story of Sun is a dull, hollow letdown. Now this hurts me as a lore nerd. Now DFO's story's not perfect, but Sun? I was on autopilot for most of my story quest runs. Now, I like Sun, but I'm gonna agree with the people here and say Sun does not feel like it belongs in DFO. From one hand, I understand it. It is an unknown world that has been sealed up for a very long time, and it has that concept of a mystic land full of whimsy and wonder, but it's missing that DFO DNA. Sun as a whole just far removed from it, and the story itself is all over the place. Now I won't get into the spoilers, but those that play through the story will know what I'm talking about. It just feels like a generic fantasy novel of sorts with a hint of romance. Important plot details are never mentioned or just put to the wayside and is never brought up again. The central character just stand there sounding smart, while the antagonists are very cookie-cutter villains of the week. And we as the adventurer, the Blade, are pretty much reduced to an audience just watching things happen, while Shumen Cladis gets all the spotlight. One major thing that pisses me off is Sun's overall theme of harmony. They throw around this word so much and yet they never explain what exactly harmony means to Sun and its people. What is it? And why are you all so keen on protecting harmony? What does it mean to you all? And we never get an answer. No wonder the Korean community has nicknamed the place as Sun no Kuni. Now despite me venting on all this, there is a silver lining. On August 24th, KDNF held a developers conference stream on their YouTube channel. In the live stream, Director Jong straight up admitted that custom epics and item growths were failures, and something had to be done about it. So starting from September 5th, Korean Standard Time, the item growth systems will be completely removed, and all the equipment value will be fixed to Sun level 60. Thank you, Director Jong! In relation to that, their internal data show that only 10% of the recent new players have remained, most likely due to the overcomplicated growth system and custom options. Jesus Christ. And as such, they're pulling the new season significantly forward. The new major update is to be released on January 2025. Finally, a long-awaited hard reset, thank the heavens above! Though the global server will be getting them much later, this is still good news regardless. Director Jong also stated that the team will move away from Sun and focus more on the Apostles. They believe that Sun's overall plot of fighting to keep harmony alive against the forces of disharmony wasn't told very well, and that they will renew the White Sea story quest sometime in 2025. I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. So long, item growth, we won't miss ya. But this also means that I have to re-record Sun's story quest in the future. Fuck!